derives from darkness and ignorance to light and illumination. Lead us from death to immortality, and evermore shine in my heart with your resplendent face. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all.
Maharaj, please turn on the microphone.
It's working? Is not you
No,
working?
it's not.
It's working.
Does anyone need to borrow a book for Bible?
Those who have not the book, at least take the book for reading. It is in your hand. Yeah. Give that. She carries the load for us. Or whoever have no book.
Of course. There you go. Everybody happy now.
So she was asking one. You have it? You can share with her. Huh? You have? Okay. Now, again, let us go back to our yesterday's reading. Not yesterday, last time's reading. So it was the chapter on detachment, and we have read this much, that in this path of spirituality, even it is a path of Vedanta, you should have to feel to go to a teacher. And it is emphasized that who is a fit candidate, we have read that candidate who thinks I am really bound and I want to be liberated. And he who thinks that I am not that intelligent, I'm not that so much ignorant, I want to get the true knowledge, so he is this student who is fit for this. So, first of all, one should feel that I am in bondage. I am in bondage. If this sense does not come, there is no question of liberation. So that comes out of experience of life. That having everything, you see, we are bound under the context of time, with people, with environment. We are always bound. So if sometimes I like to be free, everyone wants freedom. So that idea should be there. Freedom does not mean the way people think in the world to get something which I want and I have to live this way, my way. It is not that. That freedom means being everything here, I feel that I am not totally out of the objects which binds me. My fear is there, my fear of old age, health, monetary loss, insecurity in life, everything creates that bondage. So that was the condition. Students should have this thing, to feel that I am bound, I want to be liberated, and also know that I am not an idiot. I know a little bit, but I don't know the truth totally. So this type of student is a fit candidate for the study. But this type of mentality, this type of attitude does not dawn in the heart of someone when you go to the page 8 on verse number 3, where it, or 4, better to go to page 9. So until one receives the direct grace of the Supreme Lord, unless God is gracious, God's grace is necessary to have this type of feeling that I am in bondage, I want to be free. Everything is there, but still, Buddha had everything. Wealth, prosperity, youth, wife, children, what not, everything. But still he found, no, I want to be freed from the ignorance and I want to be freed from all bondage. So, but this attitude, this spirit does not dawn in one's heart unless God's grace is there. And also until this is the grace of God, or cannot take refuge in a guru. To take refuge in the Sadguru means in the ideal teaching of the scriptures and the spiritual guide, noble scripture. So it does not happen. People does not feel like that. People go to different places searching for peace and joy to different areas, but not to the right place and right person. Right place, right person, right book. How many books are there in world literature, in the religion and philosophy department? How many philosophies are there? But to go to a person, proper person, and to seek guidance and to get a proper type of book. Many people say, my life has changed by reading certain book. That book, a transforming book, it comes from the people of illumination. So, unless God's grace is there, it is not possible that one can have the spirit to search for a guru, have a Sadguru, or have a search for a spiritual text which can boost one's inner feeling and guide towards the real divine within. So it is difficult unless they get. So this is God's grace is necessary. Now the fifth verse, when it's 14, page 14, discrimination, vichara, the potent antidote for the fatal disease of worldliness is described here. So what is the methodology? How to get out of this ignorance? How to get out of this bondage? That Adriana, why not you come one step this way so that I can see the face? Yeah, sit so that I can see everyone.
Can we ask a question?
Yeah.
So, discrimination is vichara, but it's also viveka. Is there a difference between
Vichara and
those two
viveka.
words?
Vichara and viveka is the same. Yes. Yeah. So vichara means you analyze. Discernment. They better to say that is discernment. So that is the antidote of this fatal disease of worldliness. Why we are bound in the world? Because we have not analyzed this world and analyzed me, analyzed my mind. That's why we don't feel attracted to the truth. It is not the false, it is not the fault of the truth, neither the fault of the scriptures, neither the fault of God. God has given everything. But this discrimination or analysis to see the thing in proper perspective. We see everything we see in a wrong manner. We don't see the truth. Everything is changing. We think there is unchanging. We see unchanging. We see this table, this floor, this house is there 80 years ago. This is today also. It is unchanging. But it's not. Analysis will say it is a changing, such quick change, but you don't perceive it. Your body, you don't see the change every day. But someone seeing me after 10 years, they can see the change. Or even our old photograph can tell how much we have changed. Take the photograph of all of us sitting here when we were in our teens, or we are in our prime youth. Where is that photograph and where is this wrinkled face? It is changed or not changed. But I think I am the same. I didn't change. I am the same. And I hold on whatever is there. That is true. It is here. Real way of getting out of this problem is to know how to analyze, how to critically observe the things internally and externally. My mind is every second it is changing. But I support my mind all the time. Anything I understand. It's my thought. And I discard others. So it is to be said that no, mind is changing every second. But what is not changing? So this is called suvichara, the right type of analysis. So, samsara, let us chant the verse. Samsara dirgharogasya. Samsara dirgharogasya. Subicharam Surichara Mahaushadam Mahaushadam Ko aham kasyacha samsaro sharo vivekena vivekena biliyate biliyate samsaro dirgharogasya samsara dirgharogasya subichara subichara mahaushadam mahaushadam koaham kash kasya cha samsaro vivekena vivekena biliyate. A beautiful verse. This samsara, this what is this world and worldliness in which we are living? This is like a what you call long time disease. What you call? It's a chronic disease. Chronic disease. So samsara dirgha means for a prolonged time. It is when it started we do not know. That disease, this is a disease. You need to cure that disease. So samsara, this world and worldliness, particularly worldliness. World is not to be in fault. Worldliness is the fault. So this samsara it is going on. This is a chronic disease for all of us. What is the medicine? Great medicine, Maha Aushadam. Aushadam is medicine. Maha Aushad, the great medicine of it is Shubicharam. Vichara means analysis. Vichara means discrimination, discernment. That is the only great medicine, highest dose of medicine which can remove this worldliness in which we are entangled and we suffer in bondage. So what is that? Second line is much more clear. Koaham. First of thing, who I am. The eternal quest. Who I am. This is the body. I am this one as I see. In Vedanta we always talk about that. It is called aham vichara. And kasyacha samsara. Whose world is this? What is this world? Whose world is this? Who am I and what is this world? Who have created this world? And who is this world? Who is behind this world? Analyze. Find out ko aham, who am I? Vedanta says aham brahmasmi. That's the ultimate. But I don't understand that. I see I am the body. I see every day that I am the emotions. I am happy, I am unhappy. I am angry, I am frustrated, I am depressed, I am in my high mood. So every day it is changing, and I think I am those identities. So ko aham, this analysis, who am I? And kasyacha samsara, whose samsara, whose world is this? Who am I? And whose are these worldly bondages? Who are these? This means this whole world. Whole world has kept us in bondage. I like one thing and then I dislike another thing. That's also bondage. No likes, no dislikes should be there because it is all divine. But we have our likes and dislikes. So, whose bondage? Bondage of the head? Bondage in the eyes, ears, nose, or your mind, or your emotions, or your intellect, or ego? What is the bondage? And whose bondage? Bondage of whom? Jivatma is in bondage. The individual soul is in bondage. But the Supreme Self, there is no bondage. That is eternally free. Witness, consciousness. It does not get affected by the upsurge of emotions or the depression or whatever comes in life. That Atman, that conscious entity behind, unchanged. So this is very important. Who am I? Whose are these worldly bondages? This type of firm determination or vichara is the only sure medicine for this long-lasting disease of worldliness. And if this disease is here, come forward, there is all seats are blank. And if you can analyze this way, then it will dissolve. This bondage will no more be bondage. We see that the people of realization, they live in this world most joyfully. Their bondage gets dissolved. Bondage, as if existence of bondage, which is so solid, you put something, a cube of sugar. It is a solid thing. You can see it. When you give it into the water, it dissolves. Dissolves means you don't see it anymore. You can taste it, but its existence remains. This ignorance, this sense of bondage dissolves. Dissolves means gradually it disappears. Its visibility loses. It has no visibility, it has no impact on me because bondage dissolves. And ultimately, at the point of illumination, I am only that I am. And this, all other identity will be totally just a appearance, or it is a mental fiction of the mind, as if in delirium we said something, thought something. So that will be the idea. So, note says that discrimination or vichara in the path of knowledge, the importance of discrimination has been quoted by different scriptures on the page 15, and the Sanskrit I am not reading, that it is doubtless that the monk who renounces the daily rituals and lives a life without listening to Vedanta will certainly fall. It is the primary duty of a monk to listen to the Vedanta scriptures and to carry on discrimination all the time. He is talking about the monks. It is not for the monks only. Whoever wants to get liberation, day and night, will have to keep this distinctive analysis clear in our mind, that we are here and the purpose of what and what I am seeing it, whose bondage is my bondage. I am never bound. I am eternally free. I was never bound. I cannot be bound any time. But with the identification with this body is bound. Body is bound in both ends. It has been born one time, it will die another time. See, it is bound with bondage. My mind is there, so mind's ups and downs will be there. That will give me the feeling of bondage, our intellectual bondage, emotional bondage, everywhere this bondage will be there. So he's talking about even for the monks, they will have to day and night analyze so that you don't get identified into anything. Another verse says, that person is said to be dead whose mind is not perpetually engaged in discrimination, whether walking, while sitting, while awake, and even while dreaming. That means it is also very important idea that a person is considered, we are all dead people. Why? Because the mind is not perpetually engaged in analysis. We'll do everything, but one part of the mind should say, what is the truth? What is the apparent reality? What is the changing object? What is the unchanging one? This should go continuously. As in Bhakti school we say, remember God every time, repeat the mantra. This is the mantra for a Vedanta student. Analysis. Analyzing, and in the right perspective, always thinking, who am I? Who is bound? Who is bound? When I take away my mind from these attachments, I am free. Who can bind me? Who can bind you? So I am bound because my mind gets attached to so many things, and I take them as reality. Suppose someone tells me, oh, this gentleman was praising you. This is some sound. Because I identify with my mind and my intellect, I say, oh, so I am great. See, I feel excited. And someone says, hey, he was criticizing you. You are such a bad person. How can it be? And I go on fighting with him. Why? Because I identify with not myself, pure self, but identify with this body, mind, emotion, intellect, or ego. So bondage is here. So that's why it says nitya. Nityam vicharayuktena. Always those who are engaged in Vedanta student should be engaged in vichara. Vichara means analysis, discrimination.
Okay, so to me this sounds like a very jnana approach.
This is the Jnana book.
Yeah. But can discrimination be applied to like bhakti and karma? Because it says through discrimination alone will the worldly delusion disappear.
See, bhakti is a result of discrimination. See, if I know God is my beloved, that's why I love God. And I love God means I deny the world. You cannot love two things at a time. Of course, we say that, yes, our love is divided. Sometimes here, sometimes there. But actually, genuine love cannot be in two places. Two, no? And a genuine ekamukhi. That's why devotion says ekanta bhakti. Ekanta means one-pointed bhakti. They call it para bhakti, supreme love. That's only focus, like Radha, only for Krishna. Nothing else, the whole world. That means he's rejecting the world. The result of analysis is this. This is not important. That is important. But that means it is also the Vedanta, it is the Vairagya, renunciation. A person who is totally intoxicated in God, where you find a renunciate person more than that of that intoxication?
So let me just get this clear because something just kind of came to me. So I was thinking, yes, you can love more than one thing at once because like if a mother has children, but you're saying if it's only one-pointed love, it's the God within that the mother loves of each child. So it's still one.
Not child, anywhere. Any child, anywhere they see the divine.
Okay.
Divine in the form of my child, divine in the form of my friend, divine in the form of my enemy, divine in the form of my whatever you can say that in your life relationship wherever. So that is one pointed because you are not pointing, you are looking at the child but not at the child but God in the child. So ultimately, that's why please always note that this is the beauty of Ram Vedanta, particularly preached by Ramakrishna and Vivekananda, Holy Mother. These are all different approaches, different terminology. But end result is the same. If one can love God entirely, if you are really intoxicated in God's thought, that moment world disappears for you. So that if that is possible, extend it for 24 hours. Extend it for 2 days, extend it for 5 days, 10 days, then what will happen? So, end result is the same, but emphasis is one. Bhakti will be love God, Jnani will say, hey, this is unreal. Don't get entangled into it. Let it pass, let it go. Don't pay so much value to this changing universe. No, that means don't pay value is the negative side. Pay attention to the goal. So it is only approach is two, but end result is the same. Achievement is the same. But Jnani path is little difficult. Gita also said, because those who have a body consciousness, at the same time I am Atman, we may say, that's why we cannot hold on to that state of mind. I understand it is unreal, but still my body consciousness brings me down. Anything happens into the body, then I will cry immediately. Or anything happens in my mind, I will cry similarly. So though we say it, but in other way, major people will be happy with the devotional approach. Oh Lord, please take care, I cannot do it. The same thing we are doing, only focus on positive side, and that's why I call two ways. Iti, neti. This. Bhakti says, this is divine is this. It is not no rejection as it were, apparently. But you are rejecting immediately when you say this is God, this is God. Then you must not get confused with the physical feature, outward look, outward quality. You don't pay attention to that. You are penetrating the outer crust and entering into something deep. So that is the analysis. You are doing it unconsciously. So the seeker of liberation must always practice discrimination at the bottom of 15. It is the only resort or refuge of one who has already fallen into the dark well of ignorance. And now, this is very technical thing. We know discrimination only, so far so we know that it is only one analysis of the unreal and real. Though there's the central idea of discrimination, but he is saying that there are 5 types of, I mentioned in the commentary, the chapter, Seeker of Liberation, it says 5 types of discrimination. What is the first one? First one is called Artha Anartha Vichar on 16. Discrimination between the what is valuable and what is valueless. Very beautiful. Every day if we analyze what is more valuable, what is less valuable. And that analysis is one type of analysis. How will one attain the supreme goal and what is the cause which brings destruction? One should discriminate thus while engaging in the obligatory duties and the like, knowing that the performance of scripturally ordained activities will bring about one's lasting good. This fall under the category of this discrimination. Now, Saro Asar. Saro means essential. First one was what its value, artha, monetary value, worldly, in the worldly state, in the societal situation. What is meaning? Artha means which is having some important value, and it is valueless. Here it is the same, idea is the same. Saro and asara. Saro means what is the essential thing and what is the non-essential. In life, if we go on analyzing what is essential, what is non-essential. Yes, we live in the non-essential. We will have to act through the non-essential. But work boldly. Go to the non-essential, detach. It is non-essential. But I am going through it because my life takes me this way. But I am trying to hold on to what is essential. Essential is, that's why Ramakrishna said essential. What is the goal of life is God realization. Essential. What is the purpose of life? Essential purpose of life is that attainment of the bliss and peace. So this is another analysis, Sara, Asara, Vichara. The essential, non-essential in this world. Therefore, the world is non-essential, only the Supreme Self is its own quintessence. To ascertain thus is the discrimination. Second. Third, Heo Upadya means what is rejectable, what is acceptable. If you go to the Sanskrit, then you can get little deeper sense. But apparently the English translation means almost the same. Heo means it is rejectable. In our life, in your food, you reject certain food. You accept certain food. Same spiritual life. You accept certain thing, you reject certain thing. The eternal substance of the Supreme Self alone is acceptable, and every object which is impermanent, that is rejectable. And fourth, Pramana Tatparja Nirekshana Vichara. That means discrimination resulting from observing the significance of the method by which knowledge is obtained. That means there are 5 processes there to ascertain anything. Vedanta scripture contain valid knowledge. That is called valid knowledge. The goal of the Vedanta is to ascertain knowledge. How to ascertain the knowledge? 6 indicating points. Upakrama. In the scripture you will find. When the book starts, it will say what is the theme of the book? God realization. At the Upakrama. Upasanghara, at the end conclusion, the book should end. God realization is the goal. Third, if you have to repeatedly tell that, the scriptures should tell us or gurus should tell us, that is the goal. At the beginning, at the end, and in between, repetitive practice. This is pramana. And then abhyasa, then sravana. This consists of practice of the knowledge in the form of listening, again and again, to listen to this truth. And then practice, again and again practice. The fundamental discrimination between begins upon the listening alone. That's very important. When listening starts, hearing is one thing. We hear so many things. But when we really learn to listen with attention, what? Swami Vivekananda was listening to Ramakrishna. That's why whatever comes out of the mouth of Ramakrishna, so many people are listening, hearing. It didn't strike anyone. But when you are listening, you catch the essential point and you get it. Ramakrishna said that day that to serve Jiva, individual, as Shiva. And he got that point. And now today's Ramakrishna order, whole Ramakrishna movement, Vedanta movement, is based on that one thought. And when there are so many other Ramakrishna disciples, and when Naren Vivekananda is coming back from Dakshineshwar after hearing that story, he was coming back to Calcutta. And Vivekananda was excited, that young man. He said, what a message I got. What a grand message I got. If God gives me an opportunity, I will throw this idea all over the globe. Shiva and Jiva Shiva. Service of a man or woman is service to God. Say, and that is the message. So, you see, that is called the Sravana. He has listened with such an attention, he caught that point. The fundamental discrimination is listening alone. All of the three aforementioned categories constitute in practice. By this listening, doubts inherent in the knowledge will cease. That is the pramana proof. So, this is the point. That how the doubt will go? First of all, it says that you will have to, at the beginning of our thought and thinking every day, to think God, Brahman is the real consciousness, absolute bliss, that is the reality. And the body, mind, emotion, and the outside universe of the five elements, they are all changing. Beginning, end. In between, abhyasa. Abhyasa means again and again to remind ourselves, to practice that. And listen about this from authentic sources. If we hear from the scriptures, authentic person, many people have been changed by going to Ramana Maharshi, He didn't give a big lecture, but his life came out and people listened to that with attention. And those who did that, their life is transformed. So this is the way. And another discrimination that is resulting from the observance of the truth of self-knowledge. That means that type of process of analysis which results of observing the truth of self-knowledge. What is there in the knowledge of the Atman? By this means doubts regarding the object of cognition are removed. That means whoever says that God is there, Brahman is there, how much they say, then in our heart we know, is it so? I don't say it is not, but I cannot totally trust it. I cannot totally believe that it is true. There is a doubt. Samshaya viparjaya. There is a doubt and opposite idea. God is truth. I doubt. And not only doubt, I believe world is true rather than God. So this samshaya and viparjaya will be vanished by this type of analysis. that ultimately, day by day, if one practices, when the opposite thoughts are eradicated by nididhyasana due to the influence of practice of great dictums, immediate knowledge of the self arises without any sensory input. When knowledge comes, it does not need your eyes, it does not need your mind. Let all the tools be separated. Knowledge will reveal in its own glory when the covering aspect is removed. Nididhyasana. So these are the five types of discrimination analysis. It has been drawing of the direct and firm knowledge of the truth is the result and the apex or ultimate end of practicing discrimination. So why we do practice discrimination? To reach this point that I will be doubt-free, samshaya. That's why Ramakrishna has been mentioned in one place, samshaya rakshasa nasha mahastram. Ramakrishna is like a sword which cuts the demon of doubt. Our doubt remains in an intelligent mind. Doubt goes on and on and on and on. And doubt can go only perfectly when realization comes. So that is the end result of discrimination or analysis. So first one is first we can start this way. What is valuable in my life? What is not valuable? If it is not valuable, how much percentage of it is valuable, how much not? At the very beginning, we can start this analysis. And that will give little opportunity to reduce things. Attachment for the unnecessary things. There will be more. But that story that if someone told that, you all know that experiment, that if someone says, Acha, bring all the things you desire in your life. No? Put all the list, long list. Now, reduce it to 50. Then what you do? Then you think, out of this, what are non-essential? Not that much important. You remove them. You bring to 50. Then say, okay, now you have done. Reduce it to 20. The problem is becoming bigger problem. What is essential? What is non-essential? What is important? What is non-important? Like that, go on reducing. And if you say, I cannot give up. When it comes to point 2 or 3 or 4, just you think that anyone tells you, you have to relinquish everything. Think, what 1 or 2 things are there? You will really it takes a long time to think about that. In my life, what are the non-essentials? And then ultimately reducing the essential part, and that all essential coming to 0, then is the knowledge comes. Because nothing in this world of my choice, which I liked it, is no important. So then it becomes the only essential thing. What is that essential? That remains only. So you can start with this beautiful idea on page 16, that what is valuable, what is valueless. This is a concrete example. In Los Angeles we live, when a fire starts, and fire fighting marshal comes, fire marshal comes and says, evacuate. It becomes a big question. What is most essential? That's when people make a plan. If the notice comes, evacuation notice, then what shall you do? Eviction notice? Or you have to immediately get out because fire is so close. So you only keep what are the essential things. Okay, I like this photograph, but I cannot take it. Okay, let it be. Then you think what is more, what I cannot, just bear with a separation. I keep those things as my private collection, and we quickly collect all those things and run. Similarly, running out of this world and going into the home of eternal joy, There will be a selection like that. Every day we can test what I liked, how I can discriminate that it is valuable or valueless. Second, essential or non-essential. Then rejectable or acceptable. And that fourth has said, because of this listening, our internal uh, attention will go towards the self more and more, and naturally this distraction will be less, and ultimately when experience comes, that is the fifth type, real discrimination, that will come Atma Tattva Nirikshana, to see the Atma Tattva. That is the truth, and that beyond that everything is non-essential. So, starting with the gross, essential, non-essential, valuable, non-valuable, acceptable, non-acceptable, and then coming to the listening and studying the text of the scriptures and creating our mind, making one-pointed, and thinking of the absolute truth, removing all attachment for other things due to discrimination. Then what the truth is there? Without the help of our mind, without the help of our any instrumentality, the truth will reveal. That is the end result of discrimination.
So in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna said that one has to do shata vichar. If you one does these 5 types of things, then they will get the capability of doing the shata vichar.
That is the Sat. We are talking about that. What is Sat? Sat means what is permanent. Sat. Brahman is Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat means is. And Asat, opposite of that. That is Sri Ramakrishna in a very simple language, without going to this scriptural detailed analysis. He said, Sat, Asat, Vichar. Every day, if you think, is it Sat or is it Asat? Sat in the sense eternal, Asat in the sense momentary, changing. It is that whatever is changing, anyway I cannot hold on. I cannot hold on to my body, how much I like it. I cannot hold on to my wealth. It depends on so many conditions. It can change tomorrow. I cannot hold on to anything in this world. That is asat. Even I like or dislike, it will go this way. But still, if we are analytical, then we know that it is not sat, it is asat. Then my suffering will be less. It is like forcefully we have to abandon, and it is. I was listening to one motivational speaker. He says that try to be joyful in all moment. How? If someone is nagging on you, then he says, "What a beautiful nagging." So it's very difficult though, but he says you can develop this idea. Try to think that I will be happy in all conditions. And someone said that I cannot do that. How can I do? In my office this goes, that goes. Well, you come. So he and then the motivational speaker hold the palm and twist it like that. See, no. Let's see, you are resisting. That's why you're getting the pain. Now you rotate along with the twist. So you will not feel the pain. Anyhow, point is that what is focusing, that it is you have the capacity to if you know it is asat, then what will happen? It will give you extra benefit. I know it is asat, though I want it, but if it goes away, okay, anyway it will go away. It will not stay. I try my best. If it is gone, then you will be more relaxed. And without that, our attachment remaining there, it will create more pain, agonies, and frustration, depression. All these things will come. Psychological disaster.
Swami, what is the root meaning in Sanskrit of
Nirikshan means ikshan. Ikshan means seeing. Nirikshana means perfectly seeing. Seeing it in the proper.
What is the word for seeing?
Yes, where is that? Nirikshana? Nirikshana. Atmatattva nirikshana. Atmatattva ikshan. Ikshan means just seeing what is Atmatattva.
Iksha means seeing.
Ikshan.
Ikshan.
Ikshan is seeing. Nirikshana means nisheshe, totally being focused, observing. That means totally with full attention seeing that Atma Tattva. That means there is analysis was in a student's life. You now established in that analysis, you nirikshana, you see the truth.
So is it
Almost.
in the sense of seeing directly,
Seeing
like
directly.
a darshan, directly seeing?
Directly. Though the language has been eyes to see, but essentially that means as you will be doubt free. Suppose you see something before your eyes, anyone asks and doubt. Well, no, I was there. You are doubting, but I was there, I saw it. So that type of, when one's eye opens with this discrimination, previous 4 types of analysis, it happens, this mind will be able to grab what is Atma Tattva. And there, seeing that Atma Tattva, the doubts and other confusions will go away. That is almost Atmanoksha. That you are saying, that is the Aparoksha. Is it? When the opposite thoughts are eradicated by Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana, you know. What is Nididhyasana? Listening. Then second one is reflection. And third one makes a groove in your head. Swami Sarvadevananda, Sridharananda Swami, we were listening some talks of him, where he's describing this Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana is like that, Sravana, you are listening, no? So it is creating one impression in your brain. Now, when you are reflecting on that, whether it is right, more analysis, it is making a deeper line in the memory line. And then Nididhyasana means it is making a groove into it in such a way that one thought comes for Atman, another thought comes for Atman, another thought comes for Atman, so it becomes deeply ingrained. That means it becomes the reality.
We create a
Sanskara, new sanskara. Our sanskara, our impressions are for these non-essentials, and that non-essential, now you are creating a group for essential. And that essential thinking of the essential is Atman or Brahman. Because everything goes away, then what will remain? In this world of 5 senses, if everything goes away, then what will remain ultimately? When mind goes away, what will remain? When all the material 5 elements go, okay. If your 24 elements go, then what will remain? Purusha. In Sankhya philosophy, Purusha remains. 24 cosmic principle is the Prakriti side. Purusha is the 25th principle. 25th principle, that remains. When Purusha remains only, Prakriti then disappears. Prakriti merges into Purusha. Vedanta will say it is the same. The Maya part goes away, the truth remains.
But in Sankhya they don't.
Sankhya, they keep a separation. Prakriti remains, Prakriti eternal, but Purusha eternal. But Swamiji has explained the same, it is like a Maya. It is, Swamiji has given a very good description of Prakriti. He said Prakriti is like mother, and mother takes our hand to the dreary path of our life, through some pains and agonies and joys and pleasures, and taking us all through, ultimately pushes him into Purusha. And then she goes back to help someone who is in the journey of life following the same suffering and pain. So you can say Prakriti is bondage, Prakriti is like mother, taking us through our experiences, to take us to the Purusha aspect of our. So Yes, Prakriti Purusha, eternal separate, philosophical. But there is no, for Vedanta says, no, it is not. It is ultimately that consciousness will remain. But here, this consciousness and Prakriti will remain, but it will not delude you. The individual soul who is practicing this path of Sankhya, he or she will not be deluded anymore. So it is a freedom. Freedom is freedom. We are bound because of our attachment. You are free from bondage then. It is a joy. Brahmagyanis are all enjoying their life.
So in Sankhya, you keep seeing the mirage. You might not be deluded by the mirage.
Right.
But the mirage never goes away.
Mirage theme remains. In this world also, in Vedanta, one becomes a Brahmagyani. Say Ramana Maharshi was super Brahmagyani. Then what happens? All the people of Arunachalam is free. All are the same. One or two. Those who are so much sincere in their practice and get the grace of and the punna, more samskaras, good samskaras, they get freed. Otherwise, all remain the same bondage. Some may retain some life afterwards or this and that. That's why Maya will continue. This play will go on. But you as individual, you will be freed. And if you are to remain, you will not be attached to anything. So you can enjoy. That person can enjoy who has no attachment for anything, but enjoy. Like a person who is a enjoyer of soccer game, who is impartial. If one is impartial and sees both the players, whoever player has played, he can clap hands. But when we get attached to only one group, then we get sad. Even the others have done very good job. Other player has done a good job on the opposite team, but my team is failing, so I get See, our reaction becomes totally different. See, you keep two audience observer, one supporting one side, another supporting other side. When a good shot is given here, this group will say, wow, and they will clap their hand. And this, wow, what, my God. See, same thing creating two reactions. So, but an observer, he will clap his hand, wow, wonderful. Yes, wonderful. See, his joy is much better. That's why the next verse will start at 6. That is, one should direct all his efforts towards obtaining holy association. That is, to get this type of knowledge, what is necessary? Only book reading will not do. Even this big book, non-dual book, which does not believe in creation and things, they are saying, you need holy company. Without that, this knowledge will not come. Because we need example. It is not a theoretical subject, but it should be practical. That's why when Swami Vivekananda came, seeing him, being in touch with him, they could not forget whole life, the impact of him. That's the point. When spirituality manifests, that's a different thing. But how it will come? That's why holy association. That's why satsang, holy association. That is stated in the 6th verse. You have any question? Or yeah, you can read for the next day. No? It says that holy company don't stay in a country where there is no holy man.
Got out of India, came here.
No, you are also holy. Don't think like that. And God is with you, and you are also so much, you love this subject, and you are dedicated for this, achieving the same goal. We are all struggling. And these are wonderful texts. See how they are balanced. They are putting the grace of God is necessary. They are saying your Guru's grace is necessary. They are saying Satsanga is necessary. It's a devotional book, as it were, in some place you will find. No? At the top of high Vedanta, but the fundamental thing is necessary. If the character is the question, if anyone wants to have knowledge, have their tendency to change. Satsanga means also another, not holy company means monks, but to talk about God, talk about the truth. That is holy company. You may be two people sitting together. When you chit chat about other things, that is worldly. And when you talk about God, you are doing holy company. You are sharing the holiness with each other. So this is to be broadened a little bit. Not that every only Gerua cloth carries this holy company. No. That sometimes may be not. But holiness is carried in the heart. So one should direct all efforts towards obtaining holy association. That's why people go to different places to have holy company. They go to Himalayas.
You're going away. Where are you going?
Huh?
You're going away. Where's your holy company?
There is also holy people. There will be class, there will be lecture, there will be discussion. So it will be same thing. So in early days, I went to one Swami in Himalayas. He said that I came when I was a young boy, even 16 or 17, in the search of Guru. And searched here and there and there and there. That means he searched for holy company. Well, to find a person in whose life this truth has manifested as best as is possible, ideal Guru. If not, at least someone who has advanced more than me. So this holy company is necessary. Mere Vedanta, those who talk. Vedanta is always good to talk about her, even if it is not that I don't understand much. But to say that I am Atman, that's a big big idea.
Go at me.
Yeah, and then you can feel that, yes, when you say I am Atman, you see, you cannot sit like this. You become like this. I am Atman. I am pure. Say 2 times, see how you sit like that. Your whole body becomes energized, as it were. So, and if it is done daily, but it will be more useful. These will be more result oriented if it has the satsanga, it has the Sravana Manana, etc., good scripture, and Guru and Ishwar, God's grace. So, because Vedanta sometimes think it is non-dual, so there is no position of God, there is no position of Guru. Normally, Shankara says, Guru naiva me, naiva mata, no pita, I have no father, no mother, no Guru. That state, in that state when you are in Samadhi, where is Guru, where is mother, where is father, where is your own body? You have no body of your own, so there is no Guru, there is no disciple. But so long we are in the body-mind complex, these are helping. It's like aid to our spiritual growth. That is. So vichara. Vedanta is vichara. Real, unreal, that's the ultimate truth, but essential, non-essential. It is rejectable, acceptable. This type of analysis we can do every day. Every day in our day-to-day life, we are doing that. What is good, what is bad, what is I have to reject, what I like it. So these are doing. But intelligently here it will be subject, will be only non-rejectable will be God, and all are rejectable. Only my liking object will be God, and dislike means just not to attach to the non-essential.
But moral, this Vedanta is telling or ignoring about God. So,
No, it's saying God.
But you are saying God's
Grace. We did
but
that.
without God's grace, you cannot have anything.
Yeah.
Ultimate thing is the God's grace.
But
But if you ignore God, that means God is not there. Atman is there.
and God and Atman are not too different. That's the point. Here, that's why God is such a word. It is very confusing. What is meant by God? God is not somebody sitting somewhere there and like a computer machine, and he's dictating and sending some Twitter to the world, as our president is doing. So it is not like that. It is he is the essential reality, and that is me. That is my real me. That is my real Satchidananda self. So, okay.
Swami, in a way, these five points that are given start out sort of very much sort of
Gross to subtle to
exactly.
subtler.
It starts out like a Vyavahari on a material level, which in a way we have to do, because if we do foolish things and upset the little boat of our life, we're not going to go to the second step.
Yeah, I know. We make our life much miserable for petty things. Even look at certain things. I always say in a relationship, people do not know. For little money, little this, little that, that becomes a big thing in the relationship. There's much more thing in the relationship rather than you lose $100, $200, $500. Don't mind. But keep the relationship in its highest level. So this is the point, to live in the world, no? But people forget the essential and non-essential. What is to be rejected, what is not to be rejected. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanam Astu. So tomorrow will be gospel class as usual. Atma Tattananda Swami will give the class. Next Tuesday I will be absent. So who will give? I think Vidya Prana Mataji will be giving the class. And then I will be next. Only one Wednesday I am absent. Next Wednesday I will give the class.
But you've got 2 Tuesdays.
Only one Wednesday I will be absent. Next Wednesday I am here.
Tuesday will become
Tuesday. Tuesday and Wednesday both. 18th. Okay, thank you.
I have a whole
Yeah.
This is